there. But moving on now to matters energy, the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company is anticipating to compete and commission the 1,047 kilometers 500 kilovolt Ethiopia-Kenya high voltage direct current. KTN's Noah Kipkemboi is visiting Suswa substation in Kajiado County and has more for us.
You understand that power is at the center of every economic development in this particular country. For hospitals to run, you need power. But the question is, do we have enough power? Now, recently, there's power coming in from Ethiopia into Kenya as direct current. And right here, I'm joined by engineer Timothy Mwenda, who is the regional engineer in charge of this. Just tell us about the power coming in from Ethiopia, please.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Timothy Mwenda, like you've been told, and the regional engineer at this station. So right now we are constructing a converter station, which is now connected now to Ethiopia through a transmission line, and you're about 70% completion, which are left for the line, and also the station you're about 60% to completion. So by mid next year, we expect power to be flowing from Ethiopia into Kenya.
Okay. What is the expected benefit of this particular? What's the reason behind bringing power from Ethiopia?
So the first reason we want to access the power in Ethiopia, which is it's cheap power in Ethiopia. They mostly use hydro, and this is cheap power compared to other sources of power like oil or gas. This is much cheaper. So we want access to cheap power and also trade with Ethiopians, and also want to stabilize our grid, make it more stable. Because the more transmission lines we build, the more stable the grid becomes in terms of maybe in case of any faults or anything happens on the system. Once you have a robust grid at high voltages, the system becomes stable and you have alternative sources of power.
Now, speaking on matters business, of course, there's the demand and supply power side. In Kenya, what is the demand vis-a-vis supply of power?
The demand right now, I think, is about 2,000 megawatts. And the capacity is relatively, it's a bit higher. I think it's about 2,200 megawatts. I'm not very sure, but that's the, I think that's the capacity, installed capacity right now. Yes. So, but the reason for building more lines is to have more access to other sources of power. In case anything happens to your local generation, at least you're connected to other people with power. So that is why you build interconnections to other countries, because anything can happen to your generators. And if you are an island, you're not connected to anyone, your system will become unstable and it can easily collapse. Okay. Yes.
So thank you very much, Engineer Mwenda. So there you have it. Matters to do with power. We're bringing in power from Ethiopia, and apart from stabilizing our grid, it also, increases access to cheaper power, and that is very important. So energy is at the center of everything.
All right, from power now to cybersecurity. Increased cyber threats cost Kenya billions of shillings. According to cybersecurity firm Serianu, cyber threats cost the Kenyan economy 25.9 billion shillings in 2018. This even while financial players including banks, insurance companies and SACCOs spent about 6.4 billion shillings in protective